Hello Raven friends, and happy November. Plans for today. So, if you can't tell already, today we are going to strange some things up. But before I do that, I am hungry. So I'm gonna eat something real quick, and since we're working on some Stranger Things stuff, how do you not have some waffles if you don't just see them pop out of the toaster right now? So yeah, let me eat my waffles real quick, and then we're gonna work on some Stranger Things themed activities. Cheers. Okay, so this is pretty much the general idea for both the ornament and the crochet headband. So out of oven bake clay, or I actually have a mixture of both oven bake and air dry clay, just pretty much do just the shape of the head of the Demogorgon, and then paint it, and I'll add all the little details, leave a little hole for some string, which I will probably use this string since they're going to be ornaments hanging on my little mini black Christmas tree anyway. And then pretty much the same concept for the headband, except just in crochet version. So let's do these things. All right, so my little Demogorgon is in the oven, baking up real nice. So let's go ahead and start my little crochet headband. So thank goodness I crocheted this little ear warmer headband last year, and I haven't done anything with it. I put a button, and it's got like 2 different size options to tighten it, but I left it like that because I didn't know what kind of like design or whatever I wanted to place on it. So I've done some before where which I've seen them sell them in stores and stuff like that too, where they have like this giant flower on them. And come to think of it, what is that one that I made? Made one a long time ago. I have no idea what happened to it, and it was like, it came out so perfect. Anyways, so there's like a crocheted rose flower, like a giant one that goes here as like a little design placement. But I kind of got tired of like that flower design, but I still want something on here. I want something that's more me and my style, something different. So because the Demogorgon has a pretty a pretty flower shape, right? Looks like a pretty little flower. If I put one of those on here, it's gonna look, from far away, it's gonna look like a pretty cute little flower, and people are gonna be like, oh, her headband is so cute. But then when they walk up closer to me and they see that it's a little demon Demogorgon head on my headband, they're just gonna want to walk away and think I'm weird. Just how I like it. So I have this red yarn that I'm gonna use for it, and then I'll probably use for the teeth, I'll probably just put like little rhinestone diamonds or something. Like, do I have any in this bag? No, I don't. They're in a different bag, so I will have to go find those. But for the teeth, yeah, I'll just do, instead of like white yarn or something, it's gonna be too complicated to make that sort of like crochet detail. And I think it'll be too time consuming. So I think a better idea would be just to use some like diamond little rhinestones that I could glue in place of all the teeth. And it'll make it look prettier and more aesthetically pleasing. And then I know Demogorgons have gray skin. So the whole outside of the Demogorgon is gray skin. I don't have gray yarn, and I don't want to have to go buy any either, because then that means I have to crochet also like the back side, and that's double the crocheting. And if you are somebody that has crocheted before, if you know, then you know it's crocheting takes a lot of patience and a lot of mistakes. Seriously, call me Hopper, because I tossed this Demogorgon into a flamethrower. Oh my gosh! What am I gonna do? I guess the good thing is it's gonna get painted, so I might have to make another one. Not even gonna focus on that right now. Let's just get back to crocheting. Okay. You laughing at mommy's mistake, Lucian? I'm just gonna get on with it. Okay, my crochet skills have gone down quite a bit since I have stopped crocheting as much as I used to. I don't want it to be too big, so I'm thinking an F size hook, size 5 or 3.75 millimeter. And if not, if that's too small, I could do the H hook, size 8, 5mm. So let me do a little trial run. At least one of us is happy. Okay. Okay, so if I can recall correctly, we're going to use a magic circle because we're going to be crocheting not in a chain form, but in a circular form. So there we go, my little magic circle. And the hand. What, baby? One. Okay, so now we have our circle. Just have to make the leaf formation. So I honestly don't even remember what all the correct crochet terms are, so I'm just gonna go 1, 2, and 3. I think that one's a single crochet. Oh God. Okay, then I'm gonna turn. Nope. I'm gonna work on this for a little bit longer and then I'll come back when I've made some sort of progress. So see you at the end of this, hopefully. So you might not be able to notice it. Maybe you can a little bit. Oops, let me get in the camera. But I went around stitching the edges just to give it a cleaner edge. So you can tell, because this is the last leaf or whatever mouthpiece that hasn't been done. So I don't know if you could kind of notice the difference. Okay, so I have these. There we go. I have these pearl beads in different sizes. And I also have, there we go, these. I don't know which one I'm going to use for the teeth, but that is soon to be decided. Let's start with this leaf. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be harder than I thought. Let's pull that through, and then I'm gonna pick up 1, 2, 3 of them at a time. Where's the camera? There it is. See that? 3 at a time, I think 3. Oh yeah. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, let's go to this side. Right here. Go through. Now pick up 1, 2. Hello again, Raven friends. Welcome to day 2 of the Stranger Things project. I was really hoping that it would be a one-day project, but that didn't happen. So I kind of worked all evening, pretty much all day yesterday on the crochet project. Crocheting just kind of takes a lot of patience, as I had mentioned before, and a lot of time. So today we're gonna, I still haven't made, I don't know if I'm going to or not. I wanted to make more than one ornament piece, but I don't know if I have the time for it or the patience. So I'm gonna paint the burnt Demogorgon and see how that turns out. And if I like it, then I like it. If not, that will determine me making more pieces, and probably this time out of the air dry clay instead of the oven bake clay, just because I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was too thin so it burnt real quick or what, but for some reason my excuse me, the bone forks that I had done with the oven baked clay and the eyeballs, those turned out just fine. They didn't get burned. They cooked perfectly all the way through. They hardened well. Yeah, they didn't get burnt. I don't know what happened here. I guess, I don't know, probably was just too thin, honestly. But I don't think I want to go through that again. So if I don't like the way this looks after painting it, I think I'm probably just going to use the air dry clay instead of the oven bake clay. Hot, hot, hot. Well, Raven friends, this Stranger Things project has officially come to an end. This is how it turned out. I will say burning it to a crisp didn't really make a huge difference. If anything, it made it look more Demogorgon-like. But up close, there you go. I like how the little ridges for the teeth look. We've got some like kind of shading in there. The back looks all gross like, kind of like the Demogorgons do. And it looks pretty cute on the little mini black Christmas tree. As for the headband, head warmer, whatever, ear warmer, this is how it came out. Like I said, originally I had already crocheted this, so that kind of helped eliminate some of the time frame that it would have taken. But there's the little Demogorgon flower, and I love to just close it up, kind of like how they walk around when they're not in destroy mode. They're like a little bud of a flower and then opens up. So really pretty. It does still look like a flower, but then up close looks like a Demogorgon. So it's a fun project. Definitely useful for winter time, especially if you have a bun and you don't want to wear a full beanie. And it matches my Stranger Things shirt. If you're new here and you liked this video, I hope I can convince you to stick around and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a lot of fun crafts and decorate with me videos and a lot of weird random stuff. So that's it for now. Bye, Raven friends, and enjoy Stranger Things.